What's good, world? It's your boy King Mike, and welcome back to the King Mike Show. We in the building, we back one more again. If you're coming in the building, make sure you hit the like button. It's the most vital thing you can do for the channel is to hit the like button. So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because that's the only way you're going to be able to talk inside my chat is to make sure is if you're a subscriber, right? Because I only talk to my subscribers. And remember, the channel is monetized. Remember, the channel is monetized. We accept super chats, super stickers, and super thanks. Support the real, forget the fake. You know how that go. I'm just checking out some things, man. You know what I'm saying? Because really, I have nothing to talk about, right? I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. I got nothing. I got nothing. We could always talk about SmackDown and what happened on SmackDown and all that stuff, man. But to be honest with you, man, SmackDown was just SmackDown. SmackDown was just SmackDown. Um, Nothing too important happened. I know John Cena cut a promo, and I hear a few people raving about that shit. CM Punk showed up. CM Punk ran down John Cena, and John Cena didn't respond. Our truth is on John Cena's ass. Our truth is on John Cena's ass. And they're still calling him our truth. You know what I'm saying? They're not calling him Ron Killings, they're still calling him our truth. So I wonder what's going on with that. Um, Alexa Bliss qualified for the Queen of the Ring. Cody Rhodes qualified for the King of the Ring. Um, and somebody else, I think Randy Orton. Randy Orton qualified. And I thought there was one more women's match. I thought there was one more women's qualifying match. I know Alexa Bliss got in. I can't remember. I can't remember. I thought there was one more. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. Um, Dark Matt, what's good, brother? How you living? Um, Selena Vega, she wants Julia. She wants Julia. Just run the mill every day. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't good either. It was what it was. It was what it was. But I hear the community. I hear the community. The community is raving. The community thinks this is one of the best episodes of SmackDown ever. Good for them. They can think what they want to think. They can think what they want to think. But in all actuality, it was just SmackDown. It was just SmackDown, man. Um, Cha Cha Boy, what's good, brother? How you living? I ain't see SmackDown. Was it good? I didn't see it either. I was at work. I was at work. But what I gather from it is it was what it was. It wasn't the worst show ever. Oh, that was the other one. Jay Cargill. Jay Cargill qualified. Jay Cargill. She qualified. Wasn't nothing too important. Nothing too important happened. What you doing for Father's Day weekend? Working. Working. You know what I'm saying? Because the grind don't stop. You know what I mean? So yeah. We working. We working, man. We gotta get that bread. We gotta get that bread. Twinkle Tardell. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to be butchering your name like that. But what's good? How you living? Nas in the building. I know you seen that. Oh, okay, see, come back. I didn't actually. I was at work. I was at work, so I didn't see it. But I heard about it. I heard about it. Um, I heard that Shea wasn't playing the way he was the way he usually play. You know what I'm saying? They put him on the bench for a little while, and he came back with a vengeance. And he came back with a vengeance. But I think this series going 7. I think this series going 7, and it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. But to keep it real with you guys, I think the Pacers are going to pull it out, bro. I think the Pacers are going to pull it out because the thing that's going to separate the two teams is coaching. And I think the Pacers got a better coach. Will Vince return to the WWE? In my personal opinion, nah. In my personal opinion, nah. But I could be wrong. No, I don't know everything. I could be wrong. He could come back tomorrow. But do I think he's coming back? No, I don't think he's coming back, bro. Because why? For what? Let's keep it honest. Let's keep it honest. Why would Vince come back, bro? Because if Vince comes back, the very first problem that Vince is gonna run into is the fans. That's gonna be the very first problem he run into. There's gonna be some fans that are happy to see him come back, but there's gonna be a large majority of fans that are gonna hate his fucking guts. And they're gonna drag him and they're gonna talk trash. We're not watching this product no more, and blah 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 and all that. You know how they do. You know how they do, right? The second problem he's gonna run into is his workers. Some people are probably going to quit on him. You know what I'm saying? Some people might not work as hard for him. You know what I'm saying? Some people might leave when their contract is up. He's going to run into that problem. And then the third problem he's going to run into is trying to make this product profitable again. Trying to restore the WWE name. You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people they look at this and they're like, "Oh, it's the WWE is too big to fail," blah blah blah, and all this shit, right? But in reality, the WWE got a lot of smut on his name. Got a lot of smut on his name, bro. And and Vince can't save that. Vince can't change that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's like so really it'll be a waste on Vince's part to buy back in and to come back and try to clean this bullshit up. He might as well just take his billions and ride off into the sunset. Take his billions and just ride off into the sunset, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we all know Vince, and we're like, man, Vince ain't taking no L's. Man, Vince ain't gonna take this lying down. Man, Vince gonna come back with a vengeance, blah blah blah, and all this shit. In reality, Vince didn't lose. Vince didn't lose, man. Vince walked out with like $9 billion. $9 billion. He's probably about to beat all of these cases, and then he's gonna just be scot free. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of fucking money. With a lot of fucking money. Meanwhile, the people that bought the company, they got their hands full right about now. they got their fucking hands full right about now. So it's like, okay. So Vince really didn't lose, man. And if I was him, I wouldn't come back. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't give a fuck. I wouldn't give a fuck. Just like y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all really don't want to hit that like button, huh? Y'all really don't want to hit that like button. That's cool. It's okay. All right, man. We ain't gonna be here long. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that because he's mad again. The nigga mad again. I'm not saying that because we're not gonna be here long because when it comes to this channel, right? I had a long talk with a wise man. I had a long talk with a wise man yesterday, right? And he gave me some pointers, you know what I'm saying, on why this channel isn't moving the way it should, right? And I think that I need to take that advice and do better right? Because when it comes to creating the content, right? When it comes to creating the content, I think I get that. I think I get that, right? I think I've proven that I can talk at length. I think I've proven that I have some good points. I think that I've proven that I have good ideas. I think that when it comes to this wrestling thing, I think I've proven that I understand what I'm talking about, right? The problem is the reason why I don't get the attention that I should be getting is, long story short, I'm not playing the game the right way. I'm not playing the game the right way. You know what I'm saying? And I think I fully understand that now. And I think I get that. And I think it's time that I stop bullshitting and just go ahead and take this shit over, right? I think it's time I stop bullshitting and just go ahead and take this shit over, right? But in order to do that, one conclusion I've come to is nobody's gonna really help me get there. Nobody's really gonna help me get there. And that's not a shot at nobody, it's not a diss to nobody. It's just the reality, right? Like I can come on this YouTube and you know what I'm saying, and ask for donations and do this and do that. And to keep it real with you, it's gonna be a slow grind. It's gonna be a slow grind. And by the time I get to where I need to get to, I don't think it's gonna be worth it. So I've come to the conclusion that I think that it'll probably be best if I take a step back, build some things, and then come back better than ever. I think that's what's gonna have to happen. I think that's exactly what's gonna have to happen. I'm gonna have to take a step back, you know what I'm saying, build some things, learn some things, and then come back better than ever. Yeah, I know, Cha Cha boy. I know. But it ain't working. Like I gotta keep it real. The what I'm doing right now, this shit ain't working, right? And like I told y'all, man, I'm the type of dude, if I'm not seeing any results, if I'm not seeing any results, I can't keep doing the same thing over and over, right? And getting nowhere because that's a waste of time. That's a waste of time, right? So I asked somebody, ask a homie, you know what I'm saying? I was like, bro, what am I doing wrong? And he told me. And he told me exactly what I was doing wrong. And I was like, you know what? That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense, right? Because for a long time, I didn't want to do that shit. I really didn't want to do that shit, right? I thought that I could just skate by doing what I'm doing, and now it's becoming painfully obvious that nah, you can't do that. You can't do that, bro. You can't do that. You keep doing that, and you're gonna get absolute nowhere. You're gonna look up, and it's gonna be 12 years down the road, and you're gonna be in the same exact motherfucking spot. If you want to grow, you got to play the game. You got to play the game. Now that don't mean sell out and change who you are. but there are certain things that you gotta do in order to get the attention that you're looking for. There's certain things that you gotta do, bro. Like you can't avoid them. You have to do them. And that's, I mean, you don't have to, but if you don't do them, you're never gonna go nowhere. You're never gonna go nowhere. And I was like, you know what? That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. So I decided to take that advice, and I'm gonna step back, and I'm gonna learn some things. I'm gonna get some things right. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna build some things, and then we're gonna come back, and we're gonna show these jabronis who the king is. We're gonna show these people who the best to do it is, right? I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, Cha-Cha. You know what I'm saying? Because I look at the landscape of the IWC, right? And to keep it real with you, and like I said, this is no disrespect, bro. This is no disrespect, bro. To keep it real with you, no, these niggas ain't better than me. These niggas ain't better than me. What's good, Vader? How you living, bro? These niggas are not better than me, bro. I know they're not. And like I said, it's no disrespect because they you know what I'm saying, they do good work. They do good work for the most part. Obviously, they do good work. Look at the numbers they get, right? So obviously they do good work. But what separates them from me is they play the game. They play the game, and I don't really play the game like that. Now, I need people to fully understand when I say play the game. I'm not talking about selling out and doing and giving a different message. I'm not talking about giving a different message. I'm talking about just doing some things that makes my presentation a little better. That just the 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 present that I'm presenting, I need to put it in better wrapping paper. That's basically the best way to put it. Drip God in the building. What's good? How you living, brother? The present that I'm presenting, I need to put it in better wrapping paper because right now it just seems like I throw the shit in a grocery bag and say, "Here, Merry Christmas," and people like, "That's a nice gift, but what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?" So yeah, we're gonna do some different things around here, man. We're gonna do some different things around here, man. And it's not gonna take long. It's not gonna take long. So don't be expecting me gone for like 6, 7 months and no shit. Don't be expecting that shit. Shit. Don't even be expecting me gone for like 3 months. Don't even be expecting that. You know what I'm saying? We're just gonna take a little bit of time off, figure some things out, and then take the throne. And then take the motherfucking throne, bro. Because shit, nigga, I'm the best. Man, these niggas ain't got shit on me, nigga. I promise these niggas ain't got shit on me. Dion, what's good, brother? How you living? So let's talk about a few things and then I'm gonna wrap this thing up. All right. Let's talk about a few things and I'm gonna wrap this thing up, man. Um, Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella put out an Instagram post. Well, she put out a new selfie, and this is Nikki's new selfie. Blake, what's good, brother? How you living? They gonna have Sammy beat Orton? Probably. This is what Nikki Bella put out. After she went on a fucking tirade about paving the road, paving the way, people should respect her. People should respect me, and all this shit, bro. And then next thing you know, here you are with your fucking nipples out. With your fucking nipples out. So all right. What are we really talking about, Nikki Bella? What are we really talking about, Nikki? What the fuck are we really talking about? And the more I didn't really notice this. Maybe it's just, but this picture should look a little see-through. But anyway, what are we really talking about, Nikki Bella? You know what I'm saying? You got to be the dumbest bitch walking the face of the earth. Nikki Bella, you got to be the dumbest bitch walking the face of the earth, bro. Like, I really don't understand her, and I don't know. But she said what she said. Y'all remember? She talking about ignorant men and all this stuff. Well, some people responded. Some people actually responded. Like this dude right here. This dude right here from Good Mic Work Commentary. Okay. I have nothing against the Bellas. I enjoy women's wrestling and I appreciate what they contribute. But I'm not a young Mark or an ignorant man. I'm not just looking at move sets and wins. I always look at the bigger picture and I do understand. So, as someone who's been watching wrestling for 25 years before either of you showed up to a Diva Search tryout, I'm here to tell you, you paved jack shit. At most, you filled a couple of potholes created by the era that got you hired on the already paved road. So this dude say she ain't done shit. You know what I'm saying? Like she ain't paved no road. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might have filled up a few potholes in here and there, but you ain't paved no fucking road. And something that I realized, something that I remembered is I might get copyrighted for this, but let's see if I can find this. Let's see if I can find this. Let's try this. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember this? Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella. Do you remember this? Miss I Paved the Road. Man, Io Sky really set you up for this one. Io Sky really set you up, man. She let you walk smooth into a motherfucking trap, man. And you walked right into it. And you walked right into it.
Women. Women who have turned to reality television because they just weren't gifted enough to be actresses.
Okay, Miss I Paved the Road. AJ Lee say you turned the reality television because you wasn't gifted enough. You wasn't gifted enough to be fucking actresses. So that's why you're on that's why you're on reality television. Miss Total Diva. Look at them, boy. They are mad as shit too. Look at them. Look at her. Look at Naomi. Look at Naomi. Naomi's like, shit, you ain't telling no lies. You ain't telling no fucking lies. Look at Natty.
And they just weren't talented enough to be champion.
Why don't look? Let me tell you something. Y'all sitting down there doing all that barking. Y'all sitting down there doing all that barking. Why don't y'all walk up the ramp and go get in her face if you really want the smoke? If you really want the smoke like you claiming you want, why don't you walk up the ramp and allow her to say it to your face? But y'all really didn't want that smoke. Y'all really didn't want that smoke. So you're gonna sit here and you're gonna take this verbal ass whooping.
I've saved your Divas division.
Look, Natty walking up. What these hoes are funny. Natty walking up like, hold on, wait a minute. You ain't just gonna keep talking to us like this, but none of you are gonna take your little tails between these ropes and walk up that freaking ramp. Y'all ain't gonna do it. Y'all could have jumped her, but nah, y'all didn't want that smoke.
I have shattered glass ceilings. I have broken down doors. Why? So a bunch of ungrateful, stiff plastic mannequins can waltz on through without even as much as a thank you.
What happened, Miss I Paved the Road? What's going on, Miss I Paved the Road? Because it seemed like AJ Lee ain't got no respect for y'all. It seemed like AJ Lee has no respect for y'all. And you know, Io Sky can say whatever the fuck Io Sky want to say, and that's cool. I ain't got no problem with what Io Sky talking about, right? But Io Sky is not. Knew it. There you go. There you go. Anyway, we got to get through this. Fair use. Fair use. But Io Sky is not from your division. Io Sky is not from your era. Io Sky didn't. Emma said that. No, that was Io Sky. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I saw Io Sky. She had the championship and everything. She had the championship and everything. AJ should have got stomped out, but they didn't want that. They didn't want that.
You guys can't even go backstage and shake my hand and look me in the eye because you know that I worked my entire life to get here. I gave my life to this, and you were just handed 15 minutes of fame.
What's going on here? What's going on here, Miss I Paved the Road? What the hell's going on here, man? See, this is the interesting thing about the internet is all of this stuff is forever. All of this stuff is forever, man. AJ's acting like she's Ricky the Steamboat, her damn self. She wasn't the best. She wasn't the best. You know what I'm saying? And she eventually turned into a thought too. You know what I'm saying? But these women came into the game thoughts. they came into the game thoughts. Look, somebody else done popped up now. Who done popped up? Who the fuck? Who's this in this yellow?
I didn't get here because I was
Okay, I know
cute.
what it is. That's JoJo.
Or because I came from some famous wrestling family. Or because I sucked up to the right people.
She sucked up to the right people. and look, are you telling on yourself? Are you telling on yourself? I didn't come from a famous wrestling family, or I didn't suck up to the right people. And she threw her pom-poms and turned her back. What you do? What did you do?
got here because I am good. I earned this championship. And no matter how many red carpets you guys want to walk in your $4,000 ridiculous heels, you will never be able to lace up my Chuck Taylors.
She killing these hoes. She killing these hoes, man. She killing these hoes, man. But I know I'm gonna have to cut all this out. I know I'm gonna have to cut all of this out, bro. I already got the warning. So if you ain't catching this live, then you just gonna miss out.
You're all worthless excuses for women, and you will never be able to touch me.
And you know what I find funny is, basically, after AJ cut this promo, I don't want to say her career went to shit, but they basically broke her. They basically broke her, right? And I find it quite funny that the person who ended up eclipsing her records, the person who ended up breaking all her records, was Nikki Bella. I just think that's kind of interesting.
And that is reality.
Where's it? I thought she told, I might have missed it.
Expendable, useless women. Women who have turned to reality
No. I might have missed, but I thought it was in this promo. I thought it was in this promo where she told him talent is not sexually transmitted. Was that promo? Where she told him talent is not sexually transmitted. I thought that was a cold ass line. So, Miss, I paved the road. That's the crazy thing. That's the crazy thing about the internet. We can pull up shit like that. And for those who don't know what I'm talking about, because I know I'm gonna have to cut all of that shit out, you should have caught the show live. AJ Lee cut a promo where she basically ran down all the Total Divas and told them about themselves and blah, blah, blah. Go look it up. All you got to do is type AJ Lee's pipe bomb and you'll find it. So, Nikki Bella, what the hell are we talking about, man? The hell are we talking about? I saw something else from this dude, Just Alex. Before any soldier in the Bella Army comes from my neck, let me be clear. You're absolutely allowed to be a fan of Brie and Nikki Bella. I'm definitely a fan of Brie. I don't care what. I don't care. She could talk all the shit. That bitch is scrumptious. Shout out to Brie. You can love every episode of Total Divas and Total Bellas. You can acknowledge that they built their own brand, created a loyal fan base from it. I'm genuinely happy they found success through wrestling, and I'm always supported, and I'll always support that. But there's always a but, and these hoes ain't got no ass. But to say they paved the way for wrestlers like Io Sky, we're not saying that. Look, I need people to understand. We're not saying that. Io Sky said that shit, man. One person said that shit, right? Io Sky said that shit, nigga. I don't think nobody really agreed with her. Of course, Nikki Bella agreed with her because her ego's out of control. But I don't think nobody really agreed. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Nikki Bella's so mad. And that's why Nikki Bella is so mad. That's why she went on her fucking podcast and had to address the backlash. Because nobody really agreed. Nobody really agreed. Most people heard that shit from Io Sky, and they're saying pave the way. For what? Pave the way for what? And that's why she had to go on her show and fucking address the backlash, because she was getting so much of it. So we ain't say that. Y'all need to take that up with your favorite Joshi. Y'all need to take that shit up with your favorite Joshi, because she did that shit. To say they paved the way for wrestlers like Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Sasha Banks isn't just disingenuous. It's factually not true. The Bellas were popular for their time, no different than Ryback or Fandango. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let's not overstate their importance in the grand scheme of things. All it does is make people roll their eyes. Y'all need to take that shit up with Io Sky. Y'all need to take that shit up with Io Sky. And Nikki Bella didn't make it no better by going on her podcast and bashing people. Look, let me give you a lesson. Let me give you a lesson, Miss Nikki Bella. Yeah, what you gonna teach me? What you gonna teach me? Let me give you a lesson, Miss Nikki Bella. And by the way, the reason why she dropped this selfie. Let me see what type of audience I got. Why do y'all think Nikki Bella dropped this selfie? Why do y'all think Nikki Bella dropped this selfie? She's on the market, thirst trap, basically. This looks like it was taken in 2011. Nah, she didn't have them titties in 2011. She didn't have them titties in 2011. Yeah, Vader, you're on the right trap. You're on the right trap. You're on the right track. It's basically a thirst trap. Yeah, you right too, Dion. Titty distraction. So basically, why she dropped this selfie? She dropped this selfie to be like, don't be mad at me, guys. Look at these. Remember? Don't be mad at me. Please stop giving me all this backlash. Just look at these titties and love me again. Like, I apologize, but I don't want to say I apologize. Just look at this and like, titties, yeah. Nikki Bella's awesome. We love Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella's so great. Yeah, fuck her. Where your sister at, man? yeah, fuck you. Where Brie at? That's who's gonna save you, man. That's who the fuck is gonna save you is Brie. Bring that bitch back. But yeah, man, she dropped this to be like, guys, look, don't hate me. How could you ever hate me? Just look at me. Love me again. Please love me again. But Nikki, let me tell you this, though. Nikki. You don't do yourself any favors when people are telling you the truth. And then you go and you bash people. You don't do yourself no favors. Sometimes you need to sit back, look at that mirror that you took that thirst trap in, and be like, you know what? I understand. I get it. If they feel that way, let them feel that way. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when you dig the ditch, the only way out the ditch is to apologize, man. Sometimes you might need to come out and say, look, I didn't mean to call you guys ignorant. I was just frustrated. Sometimes you might just need to apologize, and this would have been a perfect time to apologize. Drop this picture, come back drop this picture, and in the caption, just say, hey, I'm sorry. And I'm pretty sure people would have gave you a second chance. But you double down on a lot of shit, man. And this is the reason why people don't fucking like you, because people see through you, Nikki. People see through you. Like we see through that shirt. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, Nikki Bella out here tripping. Nikki Bella out here tripping, and she basically returned, and she basically ruined her return before that shit even got off the ground. And she basically ruined her return before that shit even got off the ground. But speaking of returns, guess who's coming back? Guess who's coming back, man? The Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, right? So they say Trish Stratus is supposed to show up on next week's SmackDown, right? So she's supposed to show up, and what is she gonna do? What is she gonna do, man? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. WWE always move too late. WWE always moves too late, right? So the rumor is this. The rumor is she's supposed to show up and she's gonna challenge Tiffany Stratton, right? She's gonna show up and she's gonna challenge Tiffany Stratton for Evolution 2, right? Here's the problem with that. I forgot what pay-per-view it was. I think it was the Royal Rumble. It might have been. It was a pay-per-view after the Royal Rumble. What was after the Royal Rumble? What was that pay-per-view where her and Tiffany Stratton teamed up? What was that pay-per-view? But anyway, so instead of teaming up, was it Elimination Chamber? Okay. Instead of teaming up with Tiffany Stratton, what you should have did was you should have fought Tiffany Stratton then. You should have fought Tiffany Stratton then. That's what should have happened, but it didn't. So now they're gonna circle the block, and now after you teamed up with Tiffany Stratton, now all of a sudden you're gonna turn on Tiffany Stratton. So I don't fucking know. I don't know how that's gonna work. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be mad because y'all didn't even lose? Y'all actually won the match. Y'all actually won the fucking match. So it's not gonna make sense. It's not gonna make sense, bro. But that's WWE's problem. That's WWE's problem. You know what I'm saying? They're always doing shit that don't make no motherfucking sense. Look, check this out. You want to know what would have been better? If you would have listened to me. If you would have fucking listened to me, right? If you would have had Tiffany Stratton fight Trish Stratus, right? At Elimination Chamber, they fight. You know what I'm saying? It would have gave Tiffany Stratton a monumental win. Yeah, right before Charlotte. Then she would have beat Charlotte. So Tiffany Stratton would have had 2 legends under her belt, right? That's one. And what it would have did was it could have set you up for this return, and then you could have had the tag team match. You want to know why? Because Trish Stratus would have gained a healthy respect for Tiffany Stratton. And then she could have used the excuse that, yeah, we fought, but because we fought, I realized how tough you really are, and I got a lot of respect for you because you didn't run, right? So then Trish Stratus can come out, help her against Nia Jax. Nia Jax can find a teammate, which is probably going to be Naomi. And we could have got Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus versus Nia Jax and Naomi. But people don't listen to me. People don't fucking listen to me, bro. And I don't know how many times we gotta keep going down these roads, man. I'll say something, it doesn't happen, and then a couple of months later, they circle the block and do exactly what the fuck I told them to do. But guess what? It's too late by that time because you've already fucked up the story. You've already fucked up the story. Look, have y'all heard this? Where's that accent, man? What happened to your accent, man? You're starting to give me Kofi Kingston, Apollo Crews vibes. What the fuck happened to your accent, man? I knew there was something off about this. I knew it, bro. When I first saw him, I was like, he seems cool, but there's something off about him. Now I know what it is. He's a fucking poser. See, that's the thing about me, boy. I can spot him, bro. I can spot him even when I don't know that I'm spotting him. I can spot him, bro. I can spot a posing ass nigga a mile away, man. I knew there was something off about this nigga. This nigga's a fucking poser. All right, man. Like I said, man, we ain't gonna be here for too long. I'm finna get ready to get up out of here. I just want to make sure there's nothing else I want to. Oh, let's talk about this. So, R-Truth, John Cena are supposed to fight next week. How many of y'all think this shit is too early? How many of y'all think this shit is too early? I agree with you, man. I feel the same way. I think it's too early too, man. The question is, why? Why are they rushing this? I mean, if R-Truth got a new contract and R-Truth is going to be around for a while, why are they rushing this? The perfect time to do it would have been Saturday night's main event, because the first time they fought was at Saturday night's main event, right? That's the first time they fought. And R-Truth was lovable R-Truth and all this shit. And then what it led to was now R-Truth spazzing out. So on the next Saturday night main event, you could have did the match. You could have did it then, but it should have been championship versus career, because I don't care what people are talking about. We don't follow no trends around here, bro. I'm still under the impression that R-Truth ain't gonna be here for long. I think the reason why they brought him back is because, yes, fan outrage, okay, but two, they never really officially released him. They just said they're not going to renew his contract. So I still think he got some time on his contract. So they figured, you know what? All right, man, let's just bring them back. Let's give the fans, let's shut these fans up, because, man, they tripping. So let's shut these fans up and let's have him finish out his contract. And just let's have him finish out his contract. But the best way to do it, and I'm telling you, man, the best way to tie all of this shit up is John Cena versus R-Truth, championship versus career. Championship versus career. And John Cena beats him. Right? And then R-Truth is forced to leave. And then that way you put the heel heat on John Cena, because which I think it's a little bit of fake outrage. It ain't too much fake outrage, but it's a little bit of fake outrage going. I don't think people really love R-Truth the way they say they love R-Truth, right? I don't think they really love R-Truth the way they say they love this nigga, right? So I think it's a little bit of fake outrage, but this time, if John Cena retires R-Truth, instead of fans being mad at the company, which they probably still find a way to be mad at the company, because, you know, everybody's a smart nowadays, right? So they're like, no, this is what they wrote. So fuck TKO and fuck Triple H and blah, and all this shit, right? But instead of fans being mad at the company, they can be mad at John Cena because John Cena ain't getting no heel heat. These niggas don't hate John Cena. These motherfuckers love John Cena, nigga. It don't matter what John Cena do, bro. Ain't nobody really booing John Cena like that, right? They love the abuse John Cena's giving them, right? Ain't nobody really booing this nigga, man. Maybe if he's the reason why R-Truth is no longer here, maybe that might give him a little bit of heel heat. I mean, I kind of doubt it, but let's try it. Let's fucking try it. They don't, bro. That's the crazy part of the whole situation. No, they don't, bro. They fucking don't. If R-Truth ends up leaving, which I think he still will, they'll be over this shit by next year. They won't give a fuck. They'll be over this shit by the end of the year, actually. To keep it real with you, they'll be over this shit by the end of the year, man. So, it is what it is, man. But I think they rushing this, and I don't know why they're rushing it, but we're supposed to get this next week, so we'll see how it all plays out, man. Vex Vino, I appreciate the $2 super chat, man. Damn, I gotta catch the replay. What's good though? Don't worry about it. We finna end this. We finna end this show. We're about to end this show. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's nothing else I want to talk about. I don't care about Mr. Iguana, man. I don't care about Mr. Iguana, man. Yeah, man. King of the Ring tournament. Y'all know what's going on with that shit. Y'all already know what's going on with that shit. So, yeah, man. Let's go and get up out of here. So, yeah, man. I'm gonna take a step back. I'm gonna work on some things. I'm gonna figure out some things, and then and then we coming back stronger than ever. You heard about Rikishi crashing out over Jey Uso. Well, it is his son at the end of the day. All right, so it's not like he's just crashing out over just some random ass nigga. That is his kid. So I get it. By the way, happy Father's Day to Rikishi. You know what I'm saying? And happy early birthday to the motherfucking GOAT. Happy early birthday to the motherfucking GOAT. Happy early birthday to Bayley. Shout out to Bayley. He's only saying that for his son, but to be fair, his point was stupid. Yeah, it's dumb. Like it's dumb, but I get it. Where's the energy for Jimmy? He might not like Jimmy. Jey Uso might be his favorite. Jey Uso might be his fucking favorite. We don't know shit, man. He might love the shit out of Jey, man. That might be his nigga. And the other two are like, yeah, those are my kids, man. But this one, that's my nigga, man. That's my motherfucking nigga. But anyway, shout out to the nation. We the best in the business. And ain't nobody fucking with us, man. Tell them boys, go somewhere, sit down and be humble because we coming for the throne. Shout out to the replay gang. Shout out to the RPG and this BI Itch. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And remember, the channel is monetized. We accept super chats, super stickers, and super thanks. Support the real, forget the fake. You know how that go. But I do appreciate y'all coming through, rocking with the boy, man. Shout out to CMO. Shout out to my members, man. Certified members only. Can't miss opportunity. You know how that go, man. But I got to get up out of here, man. I do appreciate y'all coming through, rocking with your boy, man. But I got to go. And like I said, man, I'm gonna take a little step back. I'm gonna work on some things. But don't expect me gone for long. Don't expect me gone for long. I will be back, and I will be better than ever. And I know for some of you niggas, that's a scary, scary sight. That's a scary, scary statement right there. I know. But you niggas should be scared. You niggas should be scared because I know y'all pay attention to me. I know y'all came across me every now and again. I know, I understand. But you want to know what really irks me? You act like you don't know who the fuck I am. So, like my man, R-Truth say, I'm dropping now. And you gonna put some respect on my name.